Hello, dear friends. I am Professor Kakhaber Djakeli, and I have for you wonderful topic, what is strategic brand management through ideas and wisdom of great Spanish writer Miguel de Cervantes de Saavedra. So, as you know, last 2 weeks I was in the place where a great Spanish writer, the father of European humanism, was born. I watched his great and wonderful city. This city is a really little, very nice, attractive city, Alcalá de Henares, where Cervantes family was placed and where this genius born. Cervantes de Saavedra, he participated in military campaigns against Ottomans. He was injured. He was jailed by pirates, and he was freed by his family against ransom payment, and after that 2 times he was imprisoned in his country in Spain. And this person has a lot of experiences. He watched different kind of things. He was great poet, he was great writer, he participated in great and decisive victory of European forces against Ottoman Turks in Lepanto battle, and he was also imprisoned by pirates. He tried to escape from his jail, and so this person gathered great experiences, and his experiences right now we can use in strategic brand management. So what is the strategic brand management, and what is the brand at all? Why we need brands in 21st century when we have a lot of mobile technologies, digital technologies, and so on? Right now, as life is turning into more dynamic form of existence, we have less and less time to decide ourselves what to buy, how to buy, to whom to call for advice. Nobody is free, and we are more and more busy. So that means that we need global advisors who can who can suggest what to do, what kind of type of product to buy. So this kind of type of global advisors, they are huge, big brands with their financial power, with their some brand equity, but mostly interesting thing, their informational influence on great markets and great segments. So we can every time use their advice, and that's why brands, they are our strategic advisors. Right now, when we speak about brands, we can say shortly that the process of branding is all about creating differences. So how to create differences? We should know well a lot of things, and that's why marketing is more difficult task than finances or management, because in marketing we need many kind of information, and especially we should have some basics in literature analysis, in some kind of oratorial art, to try to influence our customers. Right now, when we speak about brand, we cannot avoid a wonderful definition of American Marketing Association about brand. So itself, the word of brand comes from North languages of European countries, and this kind of North languages, they retain the word what has the meaning to burn, the name or symbol or icon of the family of the owner on the skill of cattle, and to distinguish your house animal from other kind of house animals. So this was the task of this word, what is brand. So right now we should not burn some kind of thing on the skin of some kind of cattle. We should try to position this name, this logo, this symbol into brain of our final customers. But how American Marketing Association defines the meaning of the brand? So this AMA, wonderful organization, says that brand is a name, term, sign, symbol, or design, or a combination of them intended to identify the goods and services of one seller or group of sellers and to differentiate them from those of competition. That means that when we try to make brand, we should differentiate our product and our service from other alternatives and try to retain these differences. And these differences should be very beneficial differences for our customers first of all. So when we speak about strategic brand management, we should try to imagine the brand pyramid. The brand pyramid is divided into many different departments. And the first department, like first brand building block, is about differences. How to create differences. This kind of first brand building block is entitled as salience of the brand. In the salience of the brand, we put all kind of type of differences and all kind of type of distinguishing characteristics of the product from all kind of type of alternatives on the market. But after that, we try to move to up to establish image of the product in the mind of society. So we try to establish awareness. This awareness should be recall awareness. There are two types of awarenesses. First of all, this is recognition brand awareness and recall brand awareness. What kind of awareness is better if someone is recalling us because of some kind of great attribute we have for this kind of customer? That means that we are so strong, we are so beneficial, and this kind of recall awareness makes us to be linked to the person, to be linked to the society. So, but after that, the same customers, if they are well satisfied by this kind of recall action to our product and our brand, finally they already build some image about us, and this image finally is turning into emotion. And what is the emotion? This is some kind of love between brand and audience. Audience is falling in love to some kind of product and some kind of service, and audience of customers thinking that this is already some kind of member of their family. And brands, they have personalities, and this kind of type of personalities, they all times speaking with their loyal customers. But right now let's go to Miguel Cervantes de Saavedra and say some of his quotes, what can be well used in the working process on different brands. First of all, Cervantes said, too much sanity may be madness, and maddest of all to see life as it's not as it should be. That means that we should try to put into brand not the same type of attributes of the life, what is it, but what it should be. The same principle was used by Steve Jobs when they established first Apple. So this phone was not what people demanded in that period, but what people in ideal thinking could demand in some kind of ideal society. So the same principle we should put in the process of strategic brand management. Also, Cervantes says, he who sings a song scares away his enemies. All times brands should sing a song to scare away all kind of type of enemies. Never stand begging for that which you have the power to earn. This is also a wonderful quote. And time ripens all things, no man is born wise. So truly I was born, Cervantes says, to be an example of misfortune and a target at which the arrows of adversary are aimed. So that means that we should know well that life for Cervantes was big obstacle, big problem, but we should try to overcome all problems and all obstacles with the passion to be the first. All kinds of beauty don't inspire love, Cervantes says. There is a kind which only pleases the sight, but does not captivate the affection. So that means that not the beauty inspiring love, but some additional thing, additional characteristics, what can be put into strategic brand management. So in order to attain the impossible, one must attempt the absurd. So the absurd theater, the absurd dynamic, the absurd shape, the absurd color, the absurd personality, the absurd thing, the absurd action is wonderful and attractive thing, makes customers and makes everybody to think about us. So to continue to the wisdom of Miguel Cervantes de Saavedra, we can find enormous big portion of love and energy. Wit and humor don't reside in slow minds. For hope is always born at the same time as love. A tooth is much more to be prized than a diamond. That means that in our time when a lot of digital currencies are born without any kind of reserves, without any kind of links to the gold, to the some kind of diamonds, we say the voice of great Miguel Cervantes de Saavedra from 16th century, who says that tooth is more prized than diamond. So this is some prediction of the future. So we don't know what can happen in the future, but I'm sure that blockchain technologies will turn the world upright, and tooth will be more prized than diamond. Diligence is the mother of good fortune, and the most perspective character in a play is the fool, because the man who wishes to seem simple cannot possibly be some kind of attractive person. That means that the simple person, the person of fool, this is archetype, by the way, what is all times very important for strategic brand management. When we speak about brand management of celebrities, for example, Lady Gaga's strategic brand management, we know that she always using some kind of jester as an archetype, or some kind of archetype of outlaw person. So the cleverest character in comedy is the clown, for he who would make people take him for a fool must not be one, says Miguel Cervantes de Saavedra. That means that the same thing about archetype of clown, archetype of jester, archetype of man with humor, archetype the man of skeptical character is wonderful thing what should be put into strategic brand management, and the personality of glorious global brand. So abundance even of good things prevents them from being valued, says Cervantes. That means that when something is not limited, even when goodness is not limited, this prevents many people to value our goodness. So goodness should be also limited. When life itself seems lunatic, who knows where madness lies? Perhaps to be too practical may be madness, to surrender dreams. This may be madness. Maddest of all is to see life as it is and not as it should be. Once again, I'm repeating the full citation of great humanist of European civilization. But wonderful thing for all kind of type of brands and for all kind of type of brand personalities is the following. Spanish writer says, I have never died all my life. So I'm suggesting you never die in your life. So brands should be also never die in their life. That means that they should be active. They should have big global courage, and they should follow some kind of great rule, great passion, and great goal to achieve some wonderful, great things. So what covers you? This covers you as well. The same thing we can use in all kind of type of strategic brand management activities. We should know that what is covering us, discovering us as well. So when one door shuts, another opens. This is also wonderful motivation to have courage and to know towards what to direct our energy. And the final great proverb, what was said by global think tank Cervantes de Saavedra, is like this: the road is always better than the inn. So brands, regional brands, national brands, they should stand on road and they should follow their road to become global brands. The same thing I can say about any kind of talented person. Talented person should be on road and should try to bring himself and her wisdom to different kind of civilizations and different clusters of our society. And please believe this proverb: the truth may be stretched thin, but it never breaks, and it always surfaces above lies, as oil floats on water. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. And all times this makes us to do great things and to know that we should not surrender, because we are on the way of right ideas and we are true. We have truth in our hand. The proof of the pudding is the eating. That means that no other solutions can be without degustation. When life itself seems very interesting, the life of brand can be turned into life of great challenger who stays on road and who goes all times against all kind of problems to find barriers and overcome all kind of walls and to go to final great target, to be brand with biggest resonance ever. With these words, I want to finish today's class and tell you that strategic brand management can use really well Spanish writer Miguel Cervantes de Saavedra, and find a lot of gold in his wisdom and find a lot of diamonds in the wisdom of great Spanish writer. For today, I'm wishing you great success, wonderful summer and wonderful summer holidays. And I can tell you that today I tried to use Cervantes quotes to explain well some pivotal things in idea development of strategic brand management. For next period, I will continue to speak about cold ways of strategic brand management and use some other great authors, some other great wisdoms of humanity. So thank you very much for listening, and bye bye.